Tonight, the pride of South Australia.
Just won the Melbourne Cup.
Jamie Melham rides into the record books, emotional scenes at the track and wild celebrations across Adelaide.
7 News with Rosanna Mangiarelli and Will Goodings.
Good evening. Records have tumbled in the Melbourne Cup with South Australia's very own Queen of the Turf, Jamie Melham, riding the only Aussie horse in the field to victory.
This was the moment she passed the post on Half Yours, trained by Streaky Bay's famous father-son duo Tony and Calvin McAvoy. Melham becoming the first woman to claim the famous Caulfield Melbourne Cup double, revealing a family tragedy inspired today's history-making win.
A Melbourne Cup made in SA.
Half Yours, the history maker, won the Lexus Melbourne Cup by 3 lengths.
Just won the Melbourne Cup.
Melham on the McAvoy's Half Yours in full flight, becoming just the second woman to win Australia's most famous race. 10 years on from her trailblazing moment, it was Michelle Payne's pleasure to pass the mantle.
Welcome to the club.
It feels like
It does. And this is, the times are changing and it's just unbelievable. Well done, what a ride.
A death-defying ride with divine intervention.
I have to mention my grandpa. He died last week. The last thing he watched was the Caulfield Cup. He's up there opening those gaps for me because I needed a few gaps opened then.
A true family affair, Jamie passing husband Ben Melham on the way to victory before reuniting to share in the glory.
My beautiful husband, I said, I wrote it how you told me to.
Tears of joy shed with mum Karen Carr at Flemington, where 2.5 years ago this fall put her daughter in a coma.
Horrible for any parent to go through. For her to finish safe and sound and in front.
Melham becomes the first woman to claim the Caulfield Melbourne Cup double, Half Yours, trained by Streaky Bay father-son duo Tony and Calvin McAvoy.
What a joy. This is our great race and it's just so special to win it.
Jubilation at Morphettville too, sharing in the SA success story. Trainer John McMillan gave Melham a chance as an apprentice 15 years ago.
When you've known someone since they're 14 and then they achieve something they've dreamed about, it's nice to see.
To see Jamie ride the winner for Tony and Calvin as well, South Australians, just an incredible achievement.
Indeed, in a race full of international raiders, it was a South Aussie trio that stole Melbourne's Cup. Josh Money, 7 News.
Too good. Let's go to Amelia, who's at Morphettville now.
And Amelia, there were emotional scenes there as the race was won.
Well, emotional and a huge sense of South Aussie pride as the racing fraternity here celebrated that spectacular win by our very own Jamie Melham. All eyes on the big screen around the track in between the 10 local races that were run here today. And while the Cup was a huge success on the track, here at Morphettville, the cold and sometimes wet conditions kept crowds at bay. Just under 3,000 in total, with indoor options here the favourite, as all corporate hospitality offerings sold out.
Under the grey skies was a sea of colour as Adelaide celebrated all things racing.
Fashion, fun, champagne, the horses, a little win on the betting.
We've got a good crowd here. Weather's not brilliant, but there's a good buzz.
Outside, the cool and sometimes wet and windy conditions meant crowds were visibly down.
So I think the weather has scared everyone off, but we got best seats, so that's okay.
I am not moving from this spot all day. Right next to the heater is where I'm staying.
Nature proving a challenge in the wardrobe department.
Maybe should have gone the headband today.
But for most, fashion was on their side.
I feel like big hats, thankfully, aren't quite in. We're doing lots of little pillbox hats. We've got some ribbons happening.
The best seat in the house must be here in the newly renovated members area. A table overlooking the track, away from the weather and with your own personal TV.
We've all got our phones, obviously, to do our bets on, so it's really good view and a really great atmosphere.
While plenty of money passed through the bookies, cash went to local charity too.
Selling these amazing lucky horseshoe pins. They're $10. All the proceeds are going to Ronald McDonald House Charities.
Not just at the track, punters got a taste of the action at packed venues right across Adelaide. And while the Cup was run in Melbourne, it's now SA's to celebrate.
Unbelievable. Great story. Great South Australian. Well done.
Casey Trelaw, 7 News.
on, Soda.
Oh, you can only imagine. Great South Australian
That's
input.
awesome.
Brilliant, wasn't it? Coming up, it is a huge day for SA, there's no doubt about that. The local trio created history on the track. We'll have all the details. And South Aussie Jamie Melham has ridden into racing history, taking out the Melbourne Cup on board Half Yours, which is trained by Streaky Bay father and son Tony and Calvin McAvoy. Melham's the first female hoop ever to complete the famous Cups double.
As the field approached the famous Flemington Clock Tower, a clear winner emerged from the pack. The barrier, conditions and ride all perfect as Half Yours took it all home at $9 odds.
Half Yours takes the lead from Goody Two Shoes, Middle Earth River of Stars. Half Yours is coming clear for Jamie Carr for the Cups double. Half Yours, the history maker, won the Lexus Melbourne Cup by 3 lengths.
Jamie Melham, the second woman to ride a Melbourne Cup winner and the first to win the Caulfield Melbourne Cup double.
This is why we get up out of bed every morning, 4 a.m, got married, had some really great days on the track, but nothing ever compares to this feeling right now I'm feeling.
She had to move past husband Ben Melham, who was on board Smokin' Romans.
And I said, move over, Ben, coming through.
And after she found the opening, she never looked back.
Just won the Melbourne Cup.
Father-son duo Tony and Calvin McAvoy, the winning trainers. 21 years after Tony's last Melbourne Cup chance, he's come up big in the race that stops a nation for the first time.
What a joy, what a joy. This is our great race, and it's just so special to win it.
Trained out of Ballarat, Half Yours was the only Australian-bred horse in the race.
Incredible moment, like from the days we grew up, Melbourne Cup was everything, and now for me to be able to win it, and for us to be able to win it, it's just amazing.
Heavily backed international Al Riffa finished 7th. The favourite at the jump, Presage Nocturne, crossed the line in 19th. There's only one name being etched on the honour board tonight. Half Yours, Melbourne Cup champion. Xander Maguire, 7 News.
What a great day now at Randwick. Gringotts made it back-to-back wins in the big dance thanks to a great ride from Nashra Willer.
Gringotts said, I'll have it. He's pushing through, and Vivier down the outside. Gringotts burst to the front from Vivier, and Gringotts goes back-to-back in the big dance.
With 62 kilos on its back, it was 1934, the last time a horse carrying that much weight won a big race over a mile.
And the city today, thankfully, not of the calibre of the conditions that we saw yesterday with Minato. The pandas are slacking off, although looking at that, I think they always do.
Yeah, pandas slacking off. That's not holding the top of the news for that, I can tell you. That is all the news to now. We'll have updates for you throughout the evening.
For all of the Adelaide 17 for now, it's good night.
Good night.
Legend is born. The only Aussie horse in the field wins the Melbourne Cup.
Half Yours, the history maker, won the Lexus Melbourne Cup by 3 lengths.
Just won the Melbourne Cup.
Jockey Jamie Melham rides into history with help from above.
But Angela Cox and Mark Ferguson.
Good evening. The Melbourne Cup always produces something magical, but today the country witnessed the best of Aussie grit, rare brilliance, and a story that will echo around Flemington forever.
The only Australian-bred horse in the field, Half Yours, beat the world's best, carrying jockey Jamie Melham to her own special place in history.
Flemington's home straight, where legends are made.
Half Yours takes the lead from Goody Two Shoes, Middle Earth River of Stars. Half Yours is coming clear for Jamie Carr for the Cups double. Half Yours, the history maker, won the Lexus Melbourne Cup by 3 lengths.
Half Yours, half a favourite, given a full chance by Jamie Melham.
Just won the Melbourne Cup.
The first female jockey since Michelle Payne's historic win 10 years ago.
Welcome to the club. It feels like it does.
Melham won the Caulfield Cup 2 weeks ago on the same horse, now the first woman to win both trophies. For For the daughter of Olympic speed skaters, it's been a wild ride. In 2021, she was caught up in a COVID controversy for breaking protocols. 2 years ago, a race fall landed her in a coma. Last year, the self-confessed party girl was caught up in a cocaine scandal. Then she put her head down.
This is why we get up out of bed every morning, 4 a.m, work our asses off.
She married fellow jockey Ben Melham, also in today's field, riding Smokin' Romans.
There was a tight gap and I said, move over, Ben.
She left him in her dust on board Australia's only hope in the 24-horse field.
And they're racing in the Melbourne Cup.
Jamie settled in to the 3.2-kilometre slog midfield and held her nerve, making the decisive moves in the final few hundred metres.
You don't think it's actually going to happen, and it just happened. What the hell?
She dedicated the win to her grandfather, who died just last week.
He rode with me today.
Another family was waiting trackside. Half Yours trainers, father and son, Tony and Calvin McAvoy, basking in the $4.5 million win and racing's greatest piece of hardware.
From the days we grew up, Melbourne Cup was everything, and it's been a great race for the McAvoy family.
The cold and wet morning began with little pageantry. Spectators armed with ponchos and brollies battled puddles at the day's second most important barrier. But by mid-morning, the tone changed. And Flemington hit its stride.
Yeah, it's always a good time. I've got all my mates here coming from the Goldie, so they don't mind a pun.
The grey made way for colour, but not all winning outfits were homegrown.
That's come from China.
Melbourne Cup.
Pre-drinks in the car park, leaving a run at trackside seats, all to chance. Tom Saker, 7 News.
The excitement wasn't confined to Melbourne today, with tens of thousands of people packing Royal Randwick for the city's very own big dance. Taylor Aiken has been trackside, taking in the action. Taylor, Melbourne didn't have all the fun.
Certainly not, and the last race is just about to jump here at Royal Randwick, with thousands still trackside enjoying some live racing on Melbourne Cup Day. And the day isn't over yet. DJs are just about to fire up the dance floor in the winner's circle to keep the party going well into the night. If Flemington didn't take your fancy, Royal Randwick had punters riding high. The big dance back for another year, with racegoers finding their groove, taking on the big race down south.
I'm getting amongst it, I reckon, with the live races. You know, get them to kick, get them to get along, you know.
Trackside, thousands swapped Tuesday's workwear for colourful racewear. Pink and pastels a hot favourite, huge hats and custom suits. Strong winds blew some celebrations off course as a new generation of racing enthusiasts hit the track in style.
Let's get the boys out here. We just finished our HSC, so let's have a good day.
The $3 million big race bringing with it a big crowd.
I've got my money on Aix-en-Provence.
As young bet makers bet large.
Gringotts, I need them to win. I've got 40 bucks in them. If they don't win, that's my paycheck call.
And Gringotts goes back to back in the big dance.
Paycheck safe as Gringotts stormed home to win the big dance. The reigning champion pocketing half of the $3 million prize pool.
My heart is racing, just a carbon copy of last year.
No public holiday, no worries. 20,000 people choosing to take the day off work and celebrate the newest event on Sydney's spring racing calendar.
If you're a good boss, you let your staff come to Royal Randwick and enjoy the big dance.
Cheers to that. Taylor Aiken.
Is the sheer bravery it took to get into a winning position. As we saw earlier, Melham became the first female rider to complete the Cup's double aboard Half Yours for Tony and Calvin McAvoy. Now we'll show you the two fearless moves that made it happen.
Connections of Half Yours arrived at Crown Casino a short time ago to continue celebrations.
Congratulations. Numb still, numb. It's slowly sinking in. What just happened today? I can't believe it still. It doesn't hit you until I cross that line today. Words, You can't put it into words.
This year's race came to life just before the halfway mark when Joe Moreira made a lightning move aboard Land Legend.
Land Legend's now 8 or 9 lengths in front.
Surrounded by tiring horses early in the straight, Jamie Mellum made 2 brave moves. First, past husband Ben on Smoke and Romans.
And I said, move over, Ben. Coming through.
Then a needle-eye gap between Land Legend and Royal Supremacy.
That was tight. Yeah.
Once clear, the rest, as they say, is history.
Half yours, the history maker, won the Lexus Melbourne Cup by 3 lengths.
Courage of the highest order from a rider who nearly died in a fall 2 years ago.
I've had an amazing year, but nothing ever compares to this feeling right now.
Barely 90 minutes later,
There's a fall, she's got pizzazz.
Blake Shin suffered a suspected broken leg, a stark reminder of the dangers jockeys face. At Royal Randwick, Kieran Ma's Gringotts lugged 62 kilos to win the big dance again.
Gringotts burst to the front from Vivier, and Gringotts goes back to back in the big dance.
It was a Ma trifecta with Vivier and Lug filling the minor placings. On Headley Grange, Adam Hieronymus tried to keep Gringotts in a pocket.
Nash barged his way through.
But just like Jamie Mellum, Nash Rawiller found a way.
There was a little bit argy-bargy. The whole roar of the crowd was huge.
Adam had his eye on me the whole race, and he was probably waiting for me, and he just left that little trapdoor open.
Nick Markham, 7 News.